Hey you guys, in this video we're going to draw an Octoshark. I also want to challenge you at the very end of this lesson to do another drawing but combine two totally different animals. They could be underwater ones or land animals, or maybe even the two together, a land and a water animal together. Alright, let's get started. Let's first draw the shark's body, and we're going to draw it towards us or facing towards us. So let's first draw an oval shape. I'm going to draw it this big. It's kind of a weird oval shape. You could change the shape differently if you want. I'm gonna add the tail coming down and curving out right here on the right side. And we could also draw the shape of the tail. Let's draw a curve coming up and a shorter curve going down. Then we can draw the line connecting between these two. Let's draw it curving and connecting. Now up here, let's draw the top fin. We'll draw a curve and then a kind of a point and then curve back down. And now let's draw the tentacles. We're gonna draw a bunch of them coming out the bottom of our shark. So I'm gonna draw an S curve coming out here, and then we can curve around and make it thicker when we come back to the shark's body. Then this one I'm gonna overlap on top of it, and we could draw it curving like this differently. Now you could change how these curve. You could make them curve like into a spiral. You could also just have it curve straight up and change each one so that they're all different. So this one I'm going to curve down and kind of do that spiral. Then we can start here. We'll curve back around and get thicker as we come back to the body. Ooh, it got really thick. So we could go back over and make it a little thinner like that. And then just erase any extra lines you don't want to keep. Okay, now we've got three. I don't know if we're gonna fit 8 tentacles in here, but we can try. Let's see if we could get another one. I'm gonna do a little loop curve, kind of like the one next to it. And then let's curve this one the other way. There we go, and then back. And during this part, if you need extra time to finish this step, just pause the video and take your time to draw each of these the way that you want. This looks cool. I like this one right here. It's kind of a short one. we got 6. We need 2 more, right, to make it 8. So let's just put them in between. I'm going to draw it curving this way. And we'll overlap. That'll make it look more 3D too. And one more, let's put it in between here. And we'll go back and connect. All right, this looks really cool. Let's put our pencils off to the side. We're going to switch to our marker, and let's add the face for our shark. We're going to draw the smile right here, and we could draw happy, but let's add really sharp teeth. So I'm going to open up the mouth, and then we can draw zigzags going across the top. And then we could also add a tongue down here at the bottom. Now let's color in between the teeth and the tongue. Now let's draw the eyes. I'm going to draw an oval right here and another oval over here, and then we can make our shark a little more scary by adding eyebrows. And then I'm going to draw a smaller circle inside for the highlight, and then we'll color in the big oval. Okay, now let's trace over all of the guidelines, but we're going to make a few changes while we do this. So first, let's draw the shark's head or body. I'm going to draw it curving over, and then we'll stop just inside the first tentacle. Then let's leave a little space right here on the back. We'll curve down into the tail and stop there. Then we can trace over the top fin. And also, let's do the tail, the bottom of the tail right here. I'm going to go over and into the tentacle over here. Now let's trace over the tail fin. And we'll just follow the pencil lines all the way around. Okay, there we go. There's our shark. Oh, let's add gills too. I'm going to add 3 gills that get smaller as they go back. Okay, now let's draw the tentacles. But before we trace over the pencil lines, let's add the little suckers or suction cups. So I'm going to add ovals that follow the pencil line, and we can pick each one. So let's draw them on this side for the first one, and then maybe for this one we can draw them completely different. Let's first trace over the pencil line, and we can stop there. Then we can add the little suction cups like this. So they look like they're more on the underside of this one, and then this one's facing towards us. Then on this one, we can draw them more inside of the leg. And I'm kind of going around and following that guideline, but then also getting smaller as they come towards the end. Now for this next one, let's do the same thing we did here, but we'll draw it on this side. So we can trace over the pencil first, then we'll add the little curves here. Yeah, that looks cool. And maybe the same thing on this one. We'll do it on the same side. So trace there first, and then add the little curves going up. On this leg, let's just add a few. I'm gonna draw over this side, and then we'll just add a couple right here. That's all you can see. And then on this one, we're gonna do the same thing that we did for here, where the suction cups are more visible. So gross. Octopus legs are pretty gross. All right, on this one, let's do the same thing. I'm gonna add the ovals tracing around the guideline, and then we'll stop there. Now we're gonna fast forward to the next part. I'm just tracing over the pencil line. When we get to something like this, we can trace over the pencil, but then stop, and then we can trace in between each of the little suction cups. Okay, let's fast forward. All right, I finished tracing over the guidelines. Now we're ready to color. But before we do that, let's use our eraser and erase all of the pencil lines you can still see. I'm all finished coloring my drawing. Now you can pause the video right now if you want to match my same coloring. You could also color your drawings completely different and even add a background to finish it. I added little bubbles, and I think it's cool that the shark is gray and then the tentacles are kind of an orange red, but you could also color the whole thing one color, like the whole thing is gray, even the legs. You could also even change the colors to just be crazy too if you want. And like I mentioned at the beginning of the lesson, be sure to do another drawing, but combine 2 totally different creatures together to make another mythical creature. It could be underwater animals, or even maybe something that's not underwater, but combined with a water one. So like a giraffe and a whale. I don't know, maybe that would look really cool too. And I hope you had a lot of fun following along with me and drawing a cool Octoshark. And we'll see you later, our friends. Goodbye.